أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ومن يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وقال الله تعالى وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين وقال الله تعالى لقد كان في رسول الله أسوة حسنة. So yesterday our topic in Khutbatul Jummah was about Prophet Muhammad's life and his character, and today also tonight also we talk about the life of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And the reason is because we are in the month of Rabiul Awwal. It is the month that the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was born and he died. He was not definitely born on 12th of Rabiul Awwal, but definitely he died on 12th of Rabiul Awwal. So that is a big month of the birth of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was the last of the Prophet. He's the last of the Messenger. Allah gave him different names in the Quran. One of his name is Muhammad, which we know very well, but he also name is Ahmad. Allah even called him in the Quran Yasin, Taha, or Muzammil, Mudassir. There are many names of the Prophet Muhammad Allah called him with. For example, Allah called him Mubashir, Allah called him Nadhir, Allah called him Khatimun Nabi'in. And there are different names Allah mentioned in the Quran for Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. He was a great prophet, and he was a prophet who was given the highest level of sacrifices. No one can match. Even his family were the only family who were giving the highest level of sacrifice. If you can see the family of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they were given the greatest sacrifice in all their life. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I'll speak in English first and then later I talk in Tagalog. So people who don't know the English, and also the live, most of the people on the live also are those who understand Tagalog. But first I'll speak English. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he has an ancestry coming direct from Adam Alayhi Salam through Prophet Ibrahim until Ismail, the son of Ibrahim, Prophet Ibrahim, and all the way to Banu Hashim, the Quraysh, Banu Hashim, and then he was his grandfather Abdul Muttalib and his father Abdullah. And this ancestry is available for us. We are living in a Christian country and the people, they believe Jesus, and we too believe in Jesus. Jesus, we call him Isa al-Masih. They called him Jesus Christ. But in the Arab countries, where there is some Christian there in some Arab countries, they also called him Isa al-Masih. In Pakistan, the Christian, there are some minorities of Christian, they called him Yusuf Masih. Yusuf Masih. And we have no problem. We believe in Isa al-Masih. He is our prophet. We love him. To relate it to very good, to share something very special about Prophet Jesus and Prophet Muhammad. What is very special about these two? And it is very attractive for the Christian also to learn about it. Prophet Muhammad and Prophet Jesus, they are like cousins. They are not directly cousins, but they are from the cousin generations. Cousin generations. Why? Because Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he came from Abraham, and the Prophet Jesus also came from Abraham. They both came from Abraham, Prophet Abraham. Because the Prophet Abraham has a wife, Sarah, who cannot give birth. Then he married to Hagar or the Hajra, and then she gave the birth to Ismail. The eldest son of Prophet Ibrahim was Ismail. And the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he came from Ismail. He came from the generation of Ismail. And later the Sarah gave the birth of the child Ishaq. And Ishaq is a son called named Jacob or Yaqub. The Christian, they called him Jacob. We call him Yaqub. In the Quran, name is Yaqub. And the name of the Yaqub was Israel. The name of Yaqub, Allah given him the name Israel. Isra means traveling. Isra means the traveling at night. And the Prophet Yaqub was used to travel at night, so his name became Israel. Allah gave him the name Israel, the person who travel at night. Like we have in the Quran, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi layla min al-masjid al-haram ila al-masjid al-aqsa. Allah said that the blessed is he who brought his slave in the night, in the night travel from Masjid al-Haram ila al-Masjid al-Aqsa. So Prophet Muhammad was, when he was traveling at night, then Allah mentioned the name is Isra. Isra. Isra means the traveling in the night. So Prophet Yaqub, his name was, Allah given him the name is Israel, a person who travel at night. And then the Israel has 12 sons. 12 sons of Israel. These 12 sons of Israel like Yehuda, Lavi, Shimon, Zaphet, and then Yusuf, number 11, and number 12, Binyamin. So they are 12 sons of Israel or Yaqub alayhi salam. They were become the Bani Israel, the 12 tribes of Bani Israel. And the other one is the Bani Ismail. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came from Bani Ismail. So Bani Ismail, Prophet Muhammad, and the Bani Israel, Prophet Jesus or Isa al-Masih. So now we can see there the Ismail and Isaac. Who are them? Ismail and Isaac are brother, because their father is Ibrahim. So Prophet Ismail and Prophet Isaac, they are the brothers. So their generation will be what? Their generation will be the cousin generations. So what is now Prophet Muhammad and Prophet Jesus? They are from the cousin generations. But their father is one, Ibrahim. Prophet Muhammad and Prophet Isa al-Masih, the Jesus Christ, their father originated, they are originated from whom? From Prophet Ibrahim. So it is very attractive for the Christian to know that the Prophet Muhammad is not somebody new person. They are not aware. They know it. Even the Ismail mentioned in the Bible. Prophet Ismail mentioned in the Bible. And it's even the prophesies that from him there will be a great nation. So this is a great nation, the Muslims today. 1.5 billion or 2 billion Muslims who all around the world, they said great nation came from Ismail, which is prophesied in Torah. In the book before Torah, sorry. The time of the Torah or maybe before Torah, Allahu Alam. Now we know the origin of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came from Ibrahim. And then his grandfather was Abdul Muttalib. And the Abdul Muttalib was has a son, I think 10 sons. Abdul Muttalib have 10 sons. And the youngest son was Abdullah. Abdullah, the slave of Allah, or in Tagalog, alipin ng Allah. So the Abdul Muttalib has the youngest son, Abdullah, and they are from Makkah. And then the Abdullah was married to Amina, the mother of Prophet Muhammad, Amina. Amina come from Aman, the peace, kapayapan. Abdullah, the slave of Allah, slave of God. So Amina was from Medina. Amina galing kay Medina, sa Medina. She was from Medina and she married to Abdullah. They lived together. And then when she was pregnant, Butisha, then Abdullah died. The father of Prophet Muhammad died when the mother was pregnant and then not yet born, but the mother died. So father died, sorry. The father of Prophet Muhammad died before he was born. He was still in the womb of the mother. Then Prophet Muhammad father was died. Abdullah died while Prophet was not yet born. And the mother was pregnant. So one special tragedy to his life. Before he born, before he can come to this world, he is orphan, yatim. So it is a great test, malaking subok, that before he born, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, before he come to this world, he was already yatim. He was orphan. His father died before he born. And then he born, and during that time, the financial problem was arising already to the family. And then another disaster to him. When he born, his mother had no milk anymore. Then he was brought to the desert, and then the lady was given to him, the milk was Halima. But something very special happened when he born. There was a light in the sky. And the Jews and Christians, they were very astonished because they know that it's mentioned in their books that there will be last prophet coming, and that time there will be a special star in the sky. They can see the special light, and they will see the special star, and it is a sign of the birth of the last prophet. So the Jews and the Christian monks, they were able to see the great light in the earth, in the sky. The idols in Kaaba, in Mecca, were break down. The Rome and the Persian Empire, their palaces were shaken. And their palaces were shaken, and they have a crack also. So everybody was observing the time of the prophet birth. It was a great event. It was a great event. And that was the year of elephant. Means the year when the elephant attacked. The year when the elephant attacked to Kaaba, and Allah sent down upon them the birds with the stones, and Allah destroyed those elephant and army with those stones. So that was year when the elephant were attacked to Kaaba. That year that the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was born. Okay, beta, why so late? Very late. Come. So that is a very important thing, that the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was born orphan. And then his mother cannot give him the milk because she had no milk. So it's another thing that he has to go away from mother. Why? Allah is giving the hardship because the child grow up in luxury, not very special. But the child grow up in hardship, that child be very strong child, very powerful child. So look at this, what is the plan of Allah? First, Allah did not let his father to live. He take his father. He born without father. The father was already dead. Later, he let her to go away from mother also. So he has no love of father, no love of mother when he was young baby. And then he was grow up in desert, in the atmosphere, pure atmosphere, drinking milk with the maid, the foster mother, the Halima. And Halima is another young infant child. And in the mention in the books, the Prophet Muhammad was only drinking from one side of Halima. The other side she want to bring, he won't drink. Because he can realize that he has a brother to drink milk from the other side. So even he was a child, he has a character, he only drink from the one side of Halima, the milk, the other side he doesn't want to drink. Even though she wanted to let him to drink there, he doesn't want to touch there because he wanted to leave it for his brother, his foster brother. So that is one of the great example that the Prophet Muhammad, when he was a child, he already has a sense that he has to take care of his brother, who has a right to drink milk on the other side. So he only drink the milk from the one side of his foster mother. The mother, when the woman gives the child, you become the real son of her. Her children become your real brothers and sisters. Better move forward. Abdurrahman, move forward. Don't talk. Just move forward. Abdurrahman, move forward. Move forward. Abdullah, move forward. Okay. Nobody is talking, okay? So when he was there with Halima, there are lots of things happen. Many things happen. There are, when they came to take the baby in Makkah, the Halima and the family, there is no child remain. And then they have no money to go back. They have no money to food, so they want to sell their camel. And the camel ran away. And the camel ran away until the house of the Prophet Muhammad, and he sit down there. So he brought Halima there. That's one thing happened. And then she had no milk also. But when she hold the Prophet Muhammad, the miracle happened, she started to get milk also. And when they were going back to their place in the desert, they started to fall rain and the blessings. And they keep on coming the blessings on the family of the Halima. And then Prophet Muhammad was grown up. He was frequently brought back to Makkah, to the family, to the mother, to grandfather, to uncles, and going back there. And until he grew up good age, and the age of 6 years old, his mother was to travel to Medina with him. So Prophet Muhammad was traveled to Medina with the mother, and when they were in mother to her families there, the parents, the family members, they visited in Medina. While they were going back to Makkah, on the way from Medina to Makkah, the mother also died. And that time the age of the Prophet Muhammad was only 6 years old. So 6 years old, he was totally orphan. No father, no mother. And he cried too much. Whole night he cried because he missed his mother. And he got the heavy fever, high fever. And then finally he was brought back to Makkah. And then Abdul Muttalib was taking care of him. And then when he is about to die, something happened about his uncle Abu Lahab. Abu Lahab wanted to get the custody of Prophet Muhammad, but he was a very bad person. Even Allah mentioned about his uncle Abu Lahab in the Quran, Tabbat yada Abi Lahabin wa tab, that they destroy the hands of Abu Lahab and may destroy he. And also his wife, Allah mentioned the punishment for his wife also, the wife of Abu Lahab. When Prophet Muhammad was born, the mother had no milk. Then the Abu Lahab had a maid, Suwaiba. She was giving milk to Prophet Muhammad. But Abu Lahab and his wife, they rejected to give the Suwaiba to give milk to Prophet Muhammad. So they pull out the maid and they say, no, she will not give milk to. So how cruel the uncle was, that he doesn't want his nephew to get the milk from the maid. So he pulled out, and now, then Allah finally sent the Halima to take care of the baby, and then she gave milk, and she was a great woman, the Halima, the foster mother of Prophet Muhammad. And he take care of very much. He take care of her very much. He loved her very much. His brother, sister from Halima, Prophet Muhammad, he take care of them very much. He loved them too much. And now when the Abdul Muttalib was about to die, the Abu Lahab, he want to take care of the tribe. He want to take care of the Prophet Muhammad. And then the women were given the milk to Abdul Muttalib. And then Abu Lahab, he hold the milk and he's giving to his father, Father, drink the milk. And look at the honor of the Abdul Muttalib. He was a great man. He was a great believer. He believes in only one God, Abdul Muttalib. He was a Mu'min. When Abu Lahab was giving him milk and he's about to die, Abu Lahab said, no, I will not get the milk from you. Because you rejected the milk to my child when he was in need of the milk. You rejected your maid. You pull out your maid and you don't want your maid to give milk to Muhammad. So I don't like to get milk from you now. So that was honor of the Abdul Muttalib. He rejected. And it was a big devil, the Abu Lahab, who was mentioned in the Quran as a disbeliever. There's the only uncle of the Prophet Muhammad was a disbeliever. His other uncles were religious and righteous, and they were great people like Abbas or Amir Hamza or the other uncles, Abu Talib. They were the great uncles. But this one uncle was a disbeliever, the Abu Lahab. So there is no such thing that, you think that somebody can give you salvation. Prophet Muhammad cannot do for us anything. It's only us who can help ourselves. If you believe and do good things, then you can be protected. If Prophet Muhammad has any power to save anyone, he could save his uncle. But he cannot save his uncle. His uncle died as a disbeliever. And Allah witnessed that in the Quran. So the people like Christian believe that Jesus can give them salvation. Or the Buddhists think the Buddha can give them salvation. Or the Hindus think the Ram and this one and this one. No. Only can give you salvation, Nijat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah will give it to you when you obey Him. You follow His commandments and you follow the way of His prophets. If you don't want to pray Fajr on time, you don't want to pray Zuhr on time, you don't want to fast, you don't want to give charity, you don't want to be truthful, you want to lie, you want to break your words, you don't want to honor your promise, you want to cheat people, you want to be injustice, and you think that Allah is going to give you salvation? Allah is going to save you from hellfire? No. Allah is just. Allah is not like this, that this person is doing good and he can go to paradise, and this person is doing bad, he can go to paradise. There is no justice. Hal jazaa wal ihsan illa al ihsan. Allah will give the good doers good result, the bad doers get the bad result. If you put the good seed, you get the good plant. If you put the bad seed, you will not get the good plant. You will still get the bad plant. It is not possible that you put the bad seed and you get a very good plant. No. If you do the example, you make a building and you don't do the good job, building is not strong. But if you make the building with a good job, building will be strong. So every action has a same reaction. That is the law of the Quran. Every action has the same reaction. And that is the law was given by the Newton. Isaac Newton, he said every action has the same reaction. Same. If I speak good words, you get the good response. If I speak bad words, you get the bad response. Like there was a man, there was a king, and his son was sick. And all the doctors and tabib, they tried to give him different medication, but his son was not getting cured. Until the time, there was a religious man passed to the kingdom, and he offered that he can try to cure by the will of Allah to his son. So they brought him to the bed, in the bedroom of the son, and the king was there. And this religious man, he started to read the good word of the Quran, words of Quran, words of Allah. He started to read, and the king was very mad. He said, I have already all the doctors in the kingdom and they cannot cure, and now you are just saying some words and you will save his life. So it's the words. Words are powerful. And now this religious man, he wants to give the lesson to the king. He says some bad words to king, very bad words. And the king called to the executionist. He said, come, kill this man now. And this man said, look, I say the bad words and now you want to kill me. What about the good word of Allah? No effect. When the bad word have effect, the good word should have effect. So this is the word of Allah and it can affect. So then the king let him to read Quran, and he keep on reading the Quran until Allah cured him. So good word have always good effect, the bad word have a bad effect. Good action have a good effect, and the bad action have a bad effect. So Prophet Muhammad, he cannot protect his uncle because his uncle was bad. His actions were bad. And then Abdul Muttalib was died, and who took the custody of Prophet Muhammad was Abu Talib, the uncle, the father of Ali. And he took care of him very honestly, very nicely. And then the Prophet Muhammad was under the custody of Abu Talib. He was doing the business of shepherd. He was not able to go to school. He doesn't know how to read and write. Zero education. Yet he is the most intelligent man, the most wise man in the world. He is the most knowledgeable man in the world. He never go to school. But his knowledge is the highest in the whole world. No one can match his knowledge. He has a great knowledge. Allah has given him the knowledge. When the Prophet Muhammad was getting grown up, he don't speak the bad word. He don't sit in the bad gatherings. He don't wake up late at night. He don't like to make poetries. He don't drink alcohol. He don't lie to people. He don't cheat to people. He don't say bad words to people. He speak the truth. He help people. When he was growing up a child, getting teenager, he go to the houses of the people and he ask, what can I do for you? Give me any work. People have no water, he go far away, he carry the water, he brought it to them, I give you the water. That was his attitude. He has some money, he buy the food, he give away to the poor. He bring the water to the people. He help to the orphans, he help to the widows, he help to the poor, he help to the prisoners. Even the young age, he always is charitable, generous. Whatever the wealth, whatever the food he have, he give away for the way of Allah, for the sake of Allah. He is a very a good child, everybody loves him. Everybody knows he's a good character, no bad words, no lying, no hurting people. He's a very great character even in the childhood. And then he saw the bad tradition of the Arabs that time, that they were burying daughters alive. Because there were lots of prostitution. So there was those who call themselves, because of their, they want to show their honor, in a way, they kill their daughters. Because they don't want that their daughters grow big and they go become prostitute. So rather they were supposed to grow up in a nice way to make them good women. They don't go for that way that they can give the good education and good moral teachings to the daughters. They choose to just kill them. And the worst way they are killing them, they just buried them alive. They just buried them alive. And Allah said in the Quran, وَإِذَا الْمَاءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ. And when the infant will be questioned, بِأَيِّ ذَنْبٍ قُتِلَتْ. For what sin you were killed? What did you do? And today is very common now in China, in America, in Europe, in Thailand. It's legalized. Abortion is legalized. They're killing. In India, they mostly the killed are the female. If they make the ultrasound, if the girl is a girl, the baby girl in the womb, they kill her. Thousands of women, baby girls are killed in India every day. Thousands of girls from the womb of the mother, lag, abortion. Because they want boys, so they are killing their daughters. In China also, when there was a one-child policy, so many families, they only choose to have a boy. So when they have a girl, they abort. They kill the daughters. So what was stopped by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu 1,450 years ago, it's now happening in the world today. The young babies and young boys are being killed. Abortion. There are millions of abortion. Philippines is a country where abortion is illegal. Bawal, haram, abortion. But still there are abortion. And in the place like Quiapo Church, they are selling the medicine for abortion outside the Quiapo Church. And very bad to say, there are Muslims who are selling the medicine for abortion. And they are not Muslim actually. If you call yourself Muslim and you sell the medicine for abortion, you are not a Muslim. You are munafiq. Because you say you are Muslim, but you just for the 10 pesos, you sell the medicine to kill a child. Just for 10 pesos. Your iman is not worthy for 10 pesos. How you can say you have a iman? If your iman is only 10 pesos worth, it is useless iman. In no value, because you can just sell your iman for 10 pesos. So what is the value of your iman when you go to this Quiapo Church and you are supplying the medicine for abortion to those people, and they are selling to the boyfriends and girlfriends, and they don't want to marry, so girlfriend is going to give the abortion, or she will become the single mom. So there are millions of single mom, there are millions of abortion, and it is a Western tradition, American tradition, or European tradition, the Western tradition. It is unknown before. In the 50 years ago, 100 years ago, in Philippines, nobody had a child without marriage. They always have a marriage, then child. But because of the Western civilization is destroying the humanity, not only in the Philippines, a Christian, even in a Muslim country, it's happening that the boyfriend and girlfriends are going around nowadays in Morocco, in Egypt, in Turkey. It's becoming fitna now, the Western civilization. It's like you are like animal now. You can have anything you like. You just like animal, they don't marry, correct? So they say you are like animal also, just do it. No need to marry anymore. So the Prophet Muhammad, he when he was growing big like a man, what he do? He tell to the Arabs, don't kill your daughters, give it to me. I will take care of them. And sometime he get the baby from they were burying them, he get it and he explained them and he convinced the father not to kill your daughter. You can try to watch this movie, Muhammad the Messenger of God. Muhammad the Messenger of God. They show that the father was burying his daughter alive and the Prophet Muhammad get it from the grave and he convinced the father not to kill your daughter. Look at your daughter, she's look like you. Look at his eyes, she's look like your eyes. Why you are killing her? And the father, he cried and he did not kill her anymore. That is the character of the Prophet Muhammad. He was fighting to the people, don't kill your daughters, give it to me, I will take care of them. And he said also that if you have 2 daughters, you have 3 daughters, how many daughters you have? You will be with me in paradise. If you have more daughters and you take care of your daughters, you will be with me in like this. He said like this. He showed the 2 fingers, you will be with me like this in paradise. So he give the honor to those who are taking care of the daughters. He give the great honor to those who are taking care of the daughters. And then he was doing this shepherd. He take care of the goats and sheep and he earned money. And all his money he give away in the way of Allah. And yesterday I was telling about the incident, the Suwaiba, the one who gave milk to Prophet Muhammad for 1 day, and Abu Lahab pulled out to her. Abu Lahab freed her. And she married to a person, I think his name is Haris. And then this husband of the Suwaiba, he borrowed the money from Abu Lahab, around 700 dirham. And he do the business and he lost. So business was gone. And then Abu Lahab, what he did now? He get back the Suwaiba, the wife of Haris. He said, now, until you not pay me this 700 dirham, you will not get back your wife. And then he was crying, begging to return the wife. Then Abu Lahab was not returning. And he said, if you cannot bring back the money, then Abu Lahab said, I'm going to sell her. And then the Prophet Muhammad knew that he was a young child. He was maybe 10, 12 years old. He came to his uncle Abu Lahab. He said, please free Suwaiba. Let her go. He said, what about my money? He said, I pay. He said, how you pay? You have no money. He said, I will work and I will bring money to you to pay every day. And if I cannot pay, then you hire me as an employee. I will work for you for how many years and you get all my salary. Don't pay me. I will pay for Suwaiba. Subhanallah lazim. What kind of man is this? A young child of 10 years old, 12 years old, he was giving himself to become a slave of his uncle. Okay, if I cannot pay, I'll work for you every day. Don't pay me salary, get my money, and that is the payment for Suwaiba. Just free her. And that is a lady who give her the milk, give him the milk only for 1 day. Only for 1 day. And he want to give himself to make her free. He wanted to work. Finally, the Abu Lahab, he freed her. And then I think the Abu Talib paid some money later on in behalf of the Prophet Muhammad. And these kind of things are all his life. All his life. There was a man, the man who doesn't look like good. And everybody suggests that he's ugly looking. But Prophet Muhammad gave him more value. He loved him too much. He said, you are my friend. And then one day, that person was in the market, and the Prophet Muhammad going back of him and he hold him. And he said, oh, there's my slave, who will buy him? He just make joke. And this man said, I have no value, nobody want to buy me. The Prophet said, no, your value, if all this earth will be filled with the gold, you are more valuable than this. So he win the hearts for the people who are rejected by the people. There was a lady psychological problem. She talks too much. She talks too much, and all Medina, nobody want to talk to her because she is headache for everyone. She talks 2, 3, 4, 5 hours non-stop. And one day she was able to reach to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she was keep on talking for a whole day. And the Prophet Muhammad is not tired. He's not saying, go out, I need to rest. He's listening to her. It's hours. And then the people say to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, yeah, Rasulullah, you are the Prophet of Allah. Why you are giving her time? Why you are listening to her? Let her go. He said, no. If nobody listen to me and if I don't listen, then who listen to her? I will listen to her. So he give the time even to the people who have a mental problem. He even give time to them. Okay, I will listen. If nobody want to listen to her, I will listen to her. These are the beautiful teachings of Prophet Muhammad in his life. One day, the one man came. His child lost. He came to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, Ya Rasulullah, my child lost. Please make dua to Allah for me, for him, that I can find him. So Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, he make dua, Ya Allah, help this man to find his child. When he make raise hand, suddenly, by the will of Allah, the one child ran away and he said to the father, your child is there, I saw him there. And now he is very happy, he is running. Prophet said, wait. What did he tell him? He said, now you are very excited and you are going to be very excited and you show too much emotion. You will call him, you will hug him, you will kiss him, you will tell him, my son, my son. But be careful, there might be some orphan there who has no father. And when he see that love of you with your son, he will have too much sadness. So don't show that much love in front of these children. There might be some orphan and they will cry too much because they have no father. Look at this. You cannot imagine that how much he cared. Even he is not sure there is orphan there. But he said there might be an orphan there. And if he will see that much love which you have now because you found your son, and if this orphan will see that love, his heart will become sad because he has no father. So he said, don't show too much love. Bring home, then you show the love to your son. But not in front of the other children. There might be an orphan who has no father, and he gets sad when see that much love of father to your son. You can try to find these stories in the life of the Prophet Muhammad. Beautiful stories. And then he was a shepherd. Then he started to do the trading. He was going with Prophet Muhammad was going with Abu Talib to Sham. Sham is the place which called today Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, and Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria. This is used to be called Sham. So he started to do travel. And then he was very well known that he's honest, he don't cheat people, he's always speaking truth. So people admire him until the businesswoman, the richest woman in Makkah, Khadija. She's the richest woman. She's the businesswoman. She heard about honesty of the Prophet Muhammad, so she hired him. She said, you bring my goods to Sham and I give you 30% of my profit. 30% of my profit I'll give it to you. So Prophet Muhammad agreed after consultation with his uncle Abu Talib, and he started to bring the goods of Khadija from Makkah to Sham, and he bring from Sham to Makkah other goods. Two-way business, import-export. When he brought the Prophet to Khadija, she was very surprised because before she was not getting this profit. It means the people were not honest to him. They were keeping the money in the pocket. But the Prophet Muhammad was very honest. All the profit he brought to her. And she gave her his share to him. And she was very admired with him that this man is a good man. He's not cheating. He's honest. Before the other people, they give less profit. They keep in their pockets, but he is honest. He brought everything right away. So after some deals, she was a widow. Husband died for long ago. And she was 40 years old, and the Prophet Muhammad was 25 years old. She sent her proposal. It's not wrong that the girl will send proposal, the father of the girl send proposal. It's okay. Some people say it is not. No, it's okay. So Khadija, she sent her proposal herself with her friend or cousin Atika, and she brought the proposal to Prophet Muhammad that Khadija want to marry you. And the Prophet Muhammad, he has a great honor. He did not say yes. He said, I will talk to my father. Who is father? Abu Talib. Uncle, but he took care to him like a father. He said, I'll talk to my uncle and I will ask his permission, then I will answer. So there is a honor, there's a respect. There's not the father, but his uncle who took care of him. So he asked to Abu Talib, and Abu Talib said, no problem. She's a very good woman, honest, good looking, businesswoman, kind. Go ahead. So Prophet Muhammad, he married with Khatija when he was only 25 years old, and Khatija was 40 years old. And she was the only wife for 12 years. 25, 15 plus 12. 27 years. She was the wife of Prophet Muhammad. Because he married 25, then until 40, he became a prophet. And then after 40, another 12 years, when they were backward from the Makkah people, then they have no food, very little food, and then she was suffering also. And she became very thin, and finally she died. And Prophet Muhammad, all his life, he cried for her. Always he cried for her. Even if the Khatija friend she come, there was a lady friend, there is a lady who is a very close friend of Khatija. She come to Medina, and the Prophet Muhammad was treating her very goodly. He brought her in the house in front of his wife and give her nice food and gifts and everything and talking nicely. And then the Aisha said, Ya Rasulullah, who is this lady? She said, she's the friend of Khatija. She's the friend of my Khatija. So even he take care of the friends of her wife very nicely, showing that how much he loved to Khatija. And Khatija was a great woman. She supported to Prophet Muhammad in a very nice way, in all the way, with money, with her words, with her care. And he has a sons and daughter from her. He has a son from her, the Qasim, and the Qasim died young age. He has a daughters from her, Fatima, Zainab, Kulthum, Ruqayya, and they have a very happy life. And he was keep on traveling to Sham, and then when he became 40 years old, he becomes sad. He wants to communicate with Allah. Who is my God? Why He created me? Why He sent me in this world? What is my mission? Where I am going ahead? What will happen after I die? So he has a lots of questions, and he started to get depressed. And what he did, he told to Khatija, I'll go to the mountain in the cave, Ghar Hira, and I will stay there and I will make meditation, worshipping, praying to Allah. And he gets some dates and water, and he go for 1 week, 2 weeks, he stay in the mountain, in the cave, and he do meditation. He try to get closer to Allah. He want to be alone between him and Allah. And he keep to worshipping. And then Khatija sometime, she follow up. If you go to mountain, this Ghar Hira, the cave, it's difficult to climb. And look at the Khatija when Prophet Muhammad was 40 years old. How old was she? She was 55 years old. And sometime she go there, bring the food and water, and she climbed the mountain to bring to Prophet Muhammad all her needs, all his needs. And then she go back also to do her taking care of children and everything. So while he was going there, the one day in the cave, he saw a man. He never saw that man in his life. He's a very strange person. He came to Prophet Muhammad and he commanded him, Iqra. Iqra means read. And it could mean also recite, it could mean also proclaim. And the Prophet Muhammad was never learned. He don't know how to read and write. So he said, Ma'ana biqari, I don't know how to read. I'm not the reader. So this man was in a man form, but he's angel Gabriel. He's angel. So what he did, he get to Prophet Muhammad, he embraced him, he hugged him, he squeezed him very strongly. And what is my suggestion, because the angels are made for the light, so they are putting the light to his heart. He was hugging the Prophet Muhammad sallam, the Jibril, and the light is going to his heart. Because his angel made from the light. So light is knowledge. So light is going to his heart. So he squeezed him very tightly, and the Prophet feel like his bones are going to break. His ribs are going to broken. So he released him, and he said, Iqra, read. And the Prophet again said, Ma ana biqari, I'm not a reader, I don't know how to read. So he squeezed him again. He squeezed him again, and then the Prophet feel very hardship with this, and then he again say, Iqra, and the Prophet said, Ma ana biqari, I don't know how to read. And then this angel Gabriel, he squeezed him for third time, and now Prophet, no problem, sit down. Now Prophet Muhammad sallallahu understood that he wants me to follow him, not to read from the book, not that I necessarily need to read literally, but I need to follow him. That's what he wants. So when the angel say Iqra, the Prophet say Iqra. Read. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. The one of the Prime Minister of Modi, which has a very bad record that he killed many Muslims when he was a chief minister, and then he was in the terrorist list of FBI also. But I heard something very good from him, and I want to share. He said the number one word in the Quran, which is thousands of times, is Allah. The name of Allah is mentioned in the Quran thousands of times. And he said the next word most mentioned in the Quran is knowledge, and related to knowledge, like read, kalam, all the things, or ilm, knowledge. He said the knowledge is the most important mention in the Quran next to Allah. Everywhere in the Quran, mention about knowledge, ilm, ikra, read, recite. That is the most important subject of the Quran, to learn, to get knowledge. It is our obligation to learn the Quran, to understand the Quran. This is the best of the knowledge, that we must learn the Quran. We must understand the Quran. So when the angel said to him, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq, read in the name of your Lord who created. So who created all of us. Khalaq al-insana min alaq, who created man from the alaq. Now alaq in ayn, lam, qaf, alaq has a three meaning in Arabic dictionary. Alaqa means is something hanging. Alaqa meaning is something like leech, the insect, the leech. And the alaqa meaning also the blood clot. And the doctor Keith Moore from Canada, he said he make the ultrasound pictures, and he said it is perfectly right. Because the initial stage of embryo is look like a leech. The initial embryo is look like a blood clot. And the initial stage of the embryo is hanging in the uterus. Muallaq, alaq, muallaq. And he write down these verses of the Quran, and he affirm that the Prophet Muhammad should be the Prophet of Allah, because there is no machine that time how we can mention this word alaq, which means is a leech. Leech is a linta in Tagalog. It's sucking the blood. And even the initial stage of embryos look like a leech, and they are also sucking the blood from the womb of the uterus, for the blood of the mother. To the growing, the fetus will grow with the blood of the mother. So that is the initial verses of the Quran. خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ عَلَقٍ اقْرَأْ وَرَبُّكَ الْأَكْرَمُ. Read, and your Lord is the most generous. Allama bil qalam, who teach man with the pen. Allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam, and he teach man which he knew not. All the creation, when they born with knowledge. But the man knowledge, no knowledge. Like example, the goat, when born, they can walk right away. The chicken born, they can walk right away. The birds born, after some time, they can start to fly. They have already programming. But for the men, everything to learn here. The men need to learn here everything. They are not born with knowledge. The other human, other creation, they all born in knowledge. So Allah said, Allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam. He teach man what he knew not. Which he never knew, Allah teach him. Then he was very afraid, because he don't know this angel. He went back to his wife and he started to say, Zammiluni, Dassiruni, cover me up with a blanket. So Allah called him, Ya Ayyuhal Muzammil, Ya Ayyuhal Mudassir. And then he's very shaking, he's afraid, and he thinks that maybe he get crazy, he lost his mind, maybe he's possessed by a jinn, he become Majnoon. He has many bad thoughts coming to his mind. And then now his wife is comforting him. He said, no, you're a good man, you're a nice person, you help to the orphans, you help to the widows, you help to the poor people, you help to those who are prisoners. Allah will not destroy you. Because you are not a bad person. You are a good heart. You are helping people. You are not telling a lie. You are telling the truth. You are honest. So she started to comfort him. Don't worry, Allah will protect you. Allah will not destroy you. That should be something good for you. So that can give him very power. And then finally, he came to know that is a revelation from Allah, and Allah made him the prophet. And when he started to preach, he gathered his family and then say that every night you sleep and every morning you wake up the same day, one day you die, and every morning you wake up the same day you will be alive on the day of judgment. Then people will go to hellfire and people will go to paradise. And he preached people to worship one God, Allah, and not those 360 idols. So people opposed him, they fight him, they tortured him. When he was praying in Kaaba, the Abu Jahl, he let people to put the entrails of the camel, the dirt of the camel on his back, and then his daughter Fatima was a small girl, baby, she's trying to remove. They tortured him, they throw him garbage, they stoned him, they bloodshed on him, they killed his companions, those who believe in one God, they torture like Bilal, they do all the bad things. And then finally, the Prophet Muhammad, he led his companions to migrate to Habsha, the Ethiopia, where there was a Christian king who gave them the shelter, and later he became Muslim also. And then they make the boycott against him, and they were living in a place under the mountain for 3 years with a little food. Many people died, many of the believers died, many were get very weak. His wife became very thin, and finally she died. His uncle also died because of the hardship. And that was, he called, that is Amul Hazan, the year of sadness, because he left the two big supporters of his life. He left his close, very close, his uncle died. And then his very helpful wife, Khadija, died. And before Abu Talib died, he told to Abu Talib, they tell to the Quraysh, that they will write down this agreement that they are going to boycott us, no business, no trading, no buy and sell. That writing is already eaten by the insect in Kaaba. So there is no more writing anymore. The 3 years of sanction. So Abu Talib went to the leaders of Quraysh and he told them that my nephew said, the writing you write about the sanction in the Kaaba, it's already insect eaten. So Abu Jahl said, okay, if it is true, no more sanction now. But if it is not true, then we will have to kill your nephew. Abu Talib said, no problem, my nephew never tell a lie. If he said this, and he got a revelation from Allah, he is truthful, he will not tell a lie. Go and check. So all the leaders, they go inside Kaaba, they brought out this writing, the agreement of the sanction, it's already finished. Everything was eaten except Bismillah is there. Everything was eaten by the insects. So finally, it was stopped the sanction. Then his uncle died because he was very, very weak during the 3 years of sanction. And then Prophet sent his emissary to Medina, and the Medina people accepted Islam. Before that, he went to Taif, and people, they stoned him, and Allah sent the angels to punish them, but he said, no, if they will not follow, their children will follow me. But later, whole Taif become Muslim. And then, finally, the Prophet Muhammad, he migrated to Medina, but he left his son-in-law Ali or his cousin Ali to return the amana, the belongings of the Makkah people. That tomorrow you come, after you give. So night time they planned to kill Prophet Muhammad, but Prophet Muhammad was not there, and Allah protected him. He reached to Medina, then finally Ali followed him, And then they were in Medina, then they started to build the state, that's the country according to the law of Allah. And then they were able to fight with people of Quraysh. When there is a battle of Badr, the Prophet, they fought and they defeated them. And they take their belongings from them. And then the battle of Uhud was already won by the Muslims, but because they disobeyed Prophet Muhammad, they left the mountain Uhud, then they get damages. And then there was another battle, the battle of Ahzab. And then until the time the Prophet Muhammad was going to Makkah for pilgrimage, Umrah or Hajj, they were not allowed. And they make the treaty of Hudaybiyah that they will not attack each other, they will have a peace. But finally, and then during that peace, Islam grows very fast. And then there were thousands of people who embraced Islam, who believes in one God, coming to Islam. Until they break the treaty, the Quraysh, they attack one of the tribe. And now the Prophet Muhammad was going to Makkah with 10,000 of army, 10,000 soldiers. When they arrive in camp against near to Makkah, Abu Sufyan was the leader, he afraid, he go and he surrendered. He surrendered, and Prophet Muhammad forgave him and accepted him as a Muslim. And he forgave the son of Abu Jahal, Ikramah, he forgave all the leaders. Nobody bloodshed, he said forgive. La tasrib alaykum al-yawm. You have no blame upon you. He said the same way the Prophet Yusuf forgive his brothers, I forgive all of you. So he did not take revenge, even though they killed his uncle Hamza, his wife was killed because of their sanction, his uncle Abu Talib was killed because of his sanction. They tortured his companions, they tortured himself. They accused him as a magician and kahin and shair. He forget everything. And he forgave them all. And then one by one, all the Makkah become Muslim. Medina, all Muslim. All the Arab tribes, they become Muslim. And then now the Prophet Muhammad, he started to write letter to the powers. Roman Empire, Persian Empire, Egypt. He started to send letter to dawah to them to come to Allah, the only one God. And he completed his mission. He sent the message around the world and he left behind his ummah. Abu Bakr Siddiq became Khalifa, Umar became Khalifa, Usman, then Ali, then Hassan. And then this power was building all around the world. It was a great empire who ruled the world. And the great scholars like Lamartine, Thomas Carlyle, the great Napoleon Bonaparte, Gandhi, they all praised about his great life, with perfect life. Even I was mentioning yesterday about Michael Hart. He wrote the book, The 100 Greatest Men in the World History. He put number on Prophet Muhammad because he was the most successful in all aspects of the life. So that was for now, because I cannot go on Tagalog anymore. It's 9:14. Maybe we can have some questions, and inshallah, next Saturday, it's still in Rabiul Awwal, we can have the same lecture in Tagalog, so we can give benefits to those who don't understand the English. So may Allah guide us. Ameen. Alhamdulillah bil alamin. Yes.
Sheikh, my question is, because I think that the first surah revealed to Prophet Muhammad is Surah Al-Alaq.
Allah.
Yeah,
5 verses only, 5.
Yes, why in Quran the surah is Al-Fatiha and the second is Baqarah?
Yes.
Is there a explanation about
Okay.
this?
The explanation is this, because Allah is teaching according to the time. So He was sending the verses according to the need. According to the need. And then He is the one who tells the Prophet to compile like that way, the Surah Fatiha, then Surah Baqarah, Surah Al Imran, Surah An-Nisa, Surah Al-Ma'idah, and goes on. But when the Quran was revealed, it was a different time and the verses were coming according to the needs of the people. But now, for us to start the Quran from that way, and that can be guidance. Some people, they're trying to read the Quran from middle, from anywhere. It's not the right way. You must start the Quran from Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Baqarah, Surah Al Imran, goes on until Surah An-Nas, and then start again. And that can give you the maximum benefit, because it is planned, it's a plan now, that until the day of judgment, that is the way of reading the Quran. Surah Fatiha, Surah Baqarah, Surah Al Imran, until you go to Surah An-Nas. And that is the format now for us to follow, and that can be give you the perfect guidance. But condition is ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. That is the book, this Quran, no doubt in it, guidance for those who fear Allah. So if you fear Allah, then this Quran you can have a guidance. Kung walang takot sa Allah, no guidance. So we have a most important eligibility that you have a fear of Allah, you don't do what is haram, and you follow the commands of Allah, then Allah can guide you with the Quran. But always go from the format, Surah Fatiha, Surah Baqarah, Surah Al Imran, until the last surah, Surah An-Nas, inshallah. Yes, beta.
How Allah will treat you if you worship another God besides?
Yeah, that is immortal, it is the eternal sin. It's eternal sin. Because Allah is eternal, and when you make somebody equal to Allah, so you disbelieve in the eternity of Allah. What is eternity? No beginning, no end. Infinite. Now there was a question in a book when I was a young child. I read the book, the question said, if you make the sin, then your punishment should be according to the sin. So you committed shirk for 60 years of your life. But why you go in the hellfire forever? So it's a question there, and the answer is there also. Answer is this. You're committing the shirk. The shirk is the eternal sin. It means you don't believe in the eternity of Allah. Because you make Allah equal to a human being. You make Allah equal to a, like Hindus, the cow or the monkey. You make Allah equal to an idol. So your sin is denying the eternity of Allah. So what is the punishment? Eternity. You must go forever in the hellfire. So that is Allah treat this mushrik. Allah will bring them in the hellfire forever, because Allah said in the Quran, إِنَّهُ مَن يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةَ وَمَأْوَاهُ النَّارُ وَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِنْ أَنصَارٍ. Whoever make shirk with Allah, make partners with Allah, then Allah make haram for them, prohibited for them the paradise. وَمَأْوَاهُ النَّارُ, and their abode will be the hellfire. وَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِنْ أَنصَارٍ, and there is no helper for the wrongdoers. So Allah is making forbidden the paradise for those who are committing shirk. Yes.
Ang aming tanong po tungkol sa Islam ay ito wikang Arabic. So yung gusto kong malaman ngayon po, gusto kong tanongin yung Christian, anong lengguwahe ito at saka ano po ang meaning niya?
Again, repeat.
Yung Islam po ay Arabic language. So yung Christian po, anong language ito at saka ano po yung meaning niya?
Language ng Christian?
Christian.
Christian yung libro ng yung Christian, yung Bible, yung Torah, sa Ebrani. Okay. Yung language of the Jesus, Isa alayhis salam, is Aramaic. Okay. Aramaic, Hebrew, and Arabic is pare-parehos lang. Hindi totally parehos, but parang kapatid. Okay. Katulad sa Hebrew or sa Aramaic, Shama o Israelo, Adonai Ilahino, Adonai Ahad. Okay, Shama. Shama is sama. Arabic sama. In Aramaic, Hebrew, Shama. Shama means pakinggan, hear. Israel. Adonai Ilahino, Adonai Ahad. Adonai, Panginoon, Lord, Rab. Ilahino, pareho sa Arabic, ilahana. Diyos natin. Okay? Diyos natin. Ilahino. Ahad, only one. Ahad in Arabic, same. Sa Hebrew, Aramaic, parehos, ahad. Okay? Katulad yun sa Biblia na yung sabi ng ilahi, lama sabaktani, Diyos ko, bakit mo ako pinabayan? Pareho sa Arabic. Ilahi, my God. Okay, so yung Hebrew, Aramaic at Arabic, parehos na language, similar language. Katulad yung mga Hudyo, ano yung bati nila? Shalom. Sa atin, sa Arabic, salam. So, shalom, salam, parehos. Okay? Kahit yung mga Hudyo sa Kristiyano sa Middle East, pangalan ng Diyos, Allah din. Yung mga Christian sa Palestine, yung Church of Nativity, ano yung pangalan ng Diyos? Allah. Hindi yung si Jesus, walang Jesus na sabi. Yung pangalan ng Joseph, Yusuf. Pangalan ng Jacob, Jacob. Pangalan ng Jesus, Isa, sa Middle East. Yung mga Christian. So pangalan ng Diyos nila, pangalan ng Diyos yung mga Christian doon sa Middle East, Allah din. Okay. Yes. Yes. Waalaikumsalam.
Tungkol ito siya sa mga tao, minamahal niya ng Propeta Muhammad SAW. Subalit hindi sila nagsasala. Pagdating ng Maulod, doon sila papakita ng pagmamahal sa Propeta Muhammad.
Hindi. Your praying is for the sake of Allah. Okay? And your love to Prophet Muhammad para kay Allah din. Okay? Because lahat na gagawin natin para kay Allah. So, kung mahal tayo kay Prophet Muhammad SAW, bakit? Dahil siya yung propeta ng Allah. Siya yung gawa ng mabuti sa atin para kay Allah din. So, lahat, si Prophet Muhammad ginawa niya lahat para kay Allah. Tayo din ginawa lahat para kay Allah. So, tayo pinakamahal kay Allah SWT. Susunod sino pinakamahal natin? Prophet Muhammad SAW. At lahat ng propeta. Hindi pwede sabihin na mahal tayo kay Prophet Muhammad at hindi mahal kay Jesus. Hindi. Mahal tayo kay Prophet Muhammad, mahal din tayo kay Prophet Jesus, Prophet Abraham, Prophet Musa, Prophet Noah. Lahat ng propeta ng tayo na mahal. Okay, dahil na lahat ng propeta galing kay Allah. But si Prophet Muhammad SAW, na meron tayo na malaking respeto at malaking mahal, dahil nang siya na yung daling yung mensahe sa atin. So we have a special respect for Him and a special love for Him because He has a last of sacrifice para dadalhin yung mensahe sa atin. Okay? So He had a last of sacrifice, so we love Him too much. Hindi tayo na pwede Muslim kung hindi tayo na mahal kay Prophet Muhammad SAW, pinakamatas sa lahat ng tao. Nanay mo, tatay mo, kung ikaw mahal mo sa kanila, mas mahal kay Prophet Muhammad, hindi ka Muslim. Okay? Sabi ni Prophet Muhammad SAW kay Umar radhiyallahu anhu, do you love me? Umar said, Ya Rasulullah, I love you more than all the human being. Umar, what about more than yourself? He said, no. No. You must love me more than yourself. So Umar said, Ya Rasulullah, I love you more than myself now. Even myself, nothing. I love you more than. So that is important for us to love Prophet Muhammad and love all the prophets of Allah. We love Prophet Abraham, Prophet Jesus, Moses, Adam, Noah. We have to love them. They are the best people in the world Allah sent. So all the prophets of Allah, Muhammad SAW and all the prophets, we love them more than ourselves, more than our families, more than everyone. Yung mga prophet ng Allah, we love them the most because they are the chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the best people. Okay. Yes.
Tungkol sa pagmamahulog ng mga tao siya, dun sa Mindanao kasi, mahilig sila pagdating ng maulog, magmamahulog sila. Pero yung kwento ng Propeta Muhammad SAW, yung pamilya ng Propeta SAW, hindi nila alam.
Okay. Maulud. Okay. Kung may first of all, we have no knowledge. First of all, we are not sure. Hindi sigurado na kung pinanganak si Prophet Muhammad sa 12 Rabiul Awwal. Hindi sure. Okay? Hindi sure yan. Marami iba-ibang riwayat na 9 Rabiul Awwal, 8. Okay? So hindi sure na pinanganak si Prophet Muhammad SAW sa 12 Rabiul Awwal. So paano nang celebrate ka ng Maulud? Hindi mo alam yung pichay. You don't know the date. But sigurado patay siya sa 12 Rabiul Awwal. So if your celebration, tapos kung hindi siya nang pinanganak sa 12 Rabiul Awwal, you are celebrating the araw ng patay. Napatay siya sa 12 Rabiul Awwal. So you are celebrating the death of his death. And hindi naturo ni Prophet Muhammad SAW na you have to celebrate my birthday. No. He never said this. Sinabi niya, ako pinanganak sa Lunes, kaya ako lagi fasting sa Lunes. Okay? So if you want to follow Prophet Muhammad SAW, fast in every Yomul Isnain. Yomul Isnain, the Monday, always fast. That is the action, practice of the Prophet Muhammad SAW. Lagi siya na fasting sa Lunes. Dahil sabi na ako pinanganak sa Lunes, so he thanks to Allah, salamat sa Allah, so lagi siya na mag-fasting siya ng Lunes. So yan lang meron sa hadith. Wala na yung Mauludun Nabi na ginawa ng tao, wala sa hadith yan. Wala. Kung meron yan ganun, bakit si Prophet Muhammad SAW hindi niya siya ginawa ni Mauludun Ibrahim? Dapat, di ba? kung meron yan sa talaga sa Sunnah, dapat si Prophet Muhammad, ginawa siya Mauludun Nabi Ibrahim. Bakit hindi ginawa ni Prophet Muhammad SAW na Mauludun Nabi Ibrahim? Wala sa hadith. So wala talaga na ganun nangyari sa panahon ni Prophet Muhammad SAW. But kung may ginawa na ganun, wag na away sa kanila. Sila na bahala sa kay Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kung mag-away ka, magkontra ka, mamaya suntukin, bugbugin, mahirap. O sige, okay na. Kung gusto ninyo, gagawin na lang. Kayo na bahala sa harap ng Allah. Okay? So no need to make problem with other people. Okay lang. Let them to do what they like it. Okay? Just explain them. You are not doing it because wala sa hadith. Wala sa Quran. Okay. Then no need to make the debate. Okay lang. Just let them to. What is you do, the best thing in Rabiul Awwal, wag na lang gawin ng mga ibang yung celebration, mga ilaw, ganito. Wala. Ano maganda gagawin sa Rabiul Awwal? Tazkirah. You talks about Prophet Muhammad SAW. Like what we are doing now. Rabiul Awwal, we talks about the sirah, the life of the Prophet Muhammad SAW. Yan maganda. Yan pinakamaganda mag-tazkirah ng Prophet Muhammad SAW. So you can learn about his life and we can follow his life. Because if we follow his life, then we are going to be guided to the right way. Okay? Okay, beta.
Commit shirk, then this life you get some curse.
Yes. Because the full package, if you do good, you get everything good in this life also. Unless you have some test. Because what Allah tell us to do the dua. And this is end also, okay? It's already 9:28, so we can make dua 9:30 finish. You do good, you have a good life here also. Allah said, Hayatun Tayyibah. If you follow the command of Allah, man or a woman, Allah said Allah will give you the Hayatun Tayyibah. Not necessarily you are rich, but you get a clean life. You know, I sometimes I go to the Mercury, I buy sometimes I have some headache, I just take one kind of medicine. I don't have any maintenance medicine, nothing, zero medicine. And I saw people are buying lots of medicine. You know, I saw the people like 20, 30 medicine, one person. And one man who is younger than me and is buying the medicine, maybe 30 medicines. And I said, brother, you eat this all? He said, yes. It's all maintenance. I said, your food, maybe you don't need to eat food anymore. That's too much. 30 kinds of medicine and he's going to eat different medicine. I said, look at my life. My life is very good. I don't have any medicine. Free from medicine. Why? Because we believe in one God. We pray 5 times a day. We wake up early morning Fajr. We eat halal. We don't eat the pork. We don't eat the blood. Our animal we slaughter to remove the blood. We don't drink alcohol. We don't take smoking. We don't take the drugs. Beautiful life. Clean life. Nice life. Always going to masjid, go back, walking. Everything is perfect. Look at this. You know, example, even you don't do any exercise. If you pray 5 times a day, that is a very good exercise already. Because you are exercising. When you fasting, all your disease gone away. Even cancer, no more. If you always fasting, you don't have any cancer in your body. Because when you are fasting, the cancer cannot grow anymore. And if ever you have a cancer in your fasting, the cancer will die. Because the cancer will be converted into energy. So we have even the Hajj, you know Hajj, subhanallah. We go to the Umrah last December, and I checked my cell phone, 17 kilometer. One day, 17 kilometer. Imagine you only for one Umrah, you need to walk 17 kilometer. It is Islam. Everything is giving you a good health here. Everything is giving you a good life. Good health, good heart. Everything is perfect. Imagine the act of worship, and you go to Umrah or Hajj. This is Umrah. You know Hajj, how many kilometers? You go Mina, you go Arafat, you go Muzdalifah. Maybe 100 kilometers in the Hajj. What happened to your life? Your life is changed. 100 kilometers you walk. Hardship, living in the camp, this. And then when you go back, you have too much thanks to Allah that you have a very comfortable life. You realize it. So everything in Islam is giving you a good life. So people who are committing shirk, they eat baboy, they drink alcohol, they don't have the faith in one God, so their life is miserable. So people who are committing shirk and kufr and disbelief, their life is miserable. That's why they are making suicide. Look how many people they make killing themselves. If you are a believer, you will never suicide. You are always happy. Your heart is always happy because you have a sukoon in your heart. But look at these people who are miserable, They are committing shirk. What is their life is miserable. They kill themselves. They take too much drug to kill themselves. They take too much alcohol to kill themselves. They too much smoking to kill themselves. They jump from the building. They cut their vein. They cut their arms. They have very bad life because they have no Allah. So thanks to Allah that we have Allah. And we have Islam, this beautiful religion, which is giving us a very good life. And that's the promise of Allah in the Quran, that if you obey Allah, you follow the commands of Allah, you believe, and you follow the commands of Allah, Allah will give you hayatun tayyibah, the clean life. And of course, in the hereafter, it's safe from the hellfire and go to paradise in Jannah. And that's why the Prophet Muhammad he teaches the dua, which we end now. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Our Lord give us good in this world, good in this world. And good in the hereafter. What is in the hereafter? Jannah. Waqina adhaban nar, and save us from the hellfire. Okay, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allah akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahumma salli ala. Yes. Yeah.
If Muhammad hindi siya marunong magbasa din, in what way where he revealed to him the Quran? Paano sa kanya pinapagawa ng Quran?
Verbally. By words. Yeah, the angel talking, then he can listen. But he cannot write down. He can, Allah memorize him. He memorized it. And Allah give him the knowledge with his self. So Allah was the teacher of him. Allah is the teacher of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he teach him the best of the knowledge. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallam. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Amin. Ya Allah, our Lord, give us good in this world and good in the thereafter. Save us from your anger and save us from hellfire. Amin. Ya Allah, be happy with us and enter to us in Jannah to Firdaus in paradise in next life forever. Amin. Ya Allah, guide us. Amin. Ya Allah, forgive us. Amin. Ya Allah, mercy on us. Amin. Ya Allah, protect 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 our children and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, protect our children and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, protect our children and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, protect our children, all the children of the world, and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, we ask from you all good which your prophets and all good people they ask from you. Amin. Ya Allah, we seek a protection from all the evil from which your prophets and all good people they seek a protection. Amin. Allah, we ask from you all good which your prophets and all good will ask from you. Amin. Allah, we seek a protection from all the evil from which your prophets and all good will they seek a protection. Amin. Allah, forgive us and our parents, our wives, our children, our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, our aunties, our grandparents, our relatives, our friends, our neighbors, and all believers. Amin. Allah, save us from anger and save us from hellfire. Amin. Allah, be happy with us, enter to us in Jannah to Firdaus in paradise in next life forever. Amin. Allah, accept our dua which you ask, nishindat ask. Amin. Allah, accept our dua which you ask, nishindat ask. Amin. Allah accept our dua which you ask and nishindat ask. Amin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallam. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alayna mawlana innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.